Earthquakes are one of the most intensely studied natural phenomena. In the last 100 years, they have claimed the lives of over 1 million people, and many more have been left homeless or injured. Although extremely complex, scientists are beginning to understand what causes these events. They know that most earthquakes strike where the Earth's great continental plates push against each other at fault lines. The Earth is made up of around 12 plates, which are in constant motion, and along the boundaries of all these plates are faults. The rubberiness of the Earth stores the stress that builds up along the boundaries of these plates. Eventually, the stress overcomes the frictional resistance, causing an earthquake.
Top floor. What happened to the top floor? Destroyed. What do you go, come on. It may fall off. Go. I got it on tape. Oh. I got it on tape. Go, come on.
This dramatic footage of a recent earthquake captured the ground literally opening up beneath the photographer's feet. 2,000 years ago, the Greek island of Crete was one of the key trading centers of the Mediterranean. But it was shattered when the island was struck by what appeared to have been the single largest earthquake in recorded history. Evidence seemed to show that in 365 AD, cities as far as 1,500 kilometers from each other were struck by the same massive earthquake. A devastated Roman villa in Sicily, a destroyed Roman city in Libya, a flattened city in Cyprus, crushed buildings in Alexandria. The evidence seemed to point to one massive event, but some scientists felt it was just too big. The theory that one massive earthquake had wiped out most of the Mediterranean proved to be wrong. Instead, it seems a cluster of separate earthquakes had exploded across the region in some kind of related sequence, with each event seemingly triggering the next. These earthquake clusters can also be found in other periods of human history. There is evidence of clusters in the 15th and 18th centuries in Turkey, and it's even been suggested that the end of the Bronze Age civilization across the whole Mediterranean region may have been due to one big earthquake cluster. With many of the world's major cities lying along fault lines, the issue of earthquake clusters is of crucial importance. The San Andreas Fault was created when one continental plate collided with another. But what makes the San Andreas Fault so notorious is that sitting at one end is San Francisco Bay. The 6 million people who live here know that an earthquake can happen at any time. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake killed over 700 people. But there is somewhere potentially even more dangerous than the San Andreas Fault. Turkey is one of the major earthquake zones in the world. Here, millions of people live under the threat of one of the most treacherous faults on the planet. The North Anatolian Fault slices through the top of the country. For centuries, earthquakes have torn the region apart. In August 1999, at just past 3 in the morning, the city of Izmit felt the latest effects of this fault, with up to 30,000 dying. Using data from the Izmit event, scientists have worked out where the fault will strike next. Istanbul, a city of over 10 million people. No one can yet predict when the earthquakes will strike, but scientists are sure they will. It could be in 100 years' time. It could be tomorrow.